Hey guys, okay, so I'm in this little forest near my house, and I thought I would talk to you about making yourselves happy as Catholic wives. So this is a video mostly for women, but men you can listen to. So one of the things from the Empowered Wife is that you need to make yourself ridiculously happy, and that is not your husband's job. And I'm a little out of breath, sorry. And that was a pretty big concept for me because I expected Ryan to be my everything, right? I expected him to, for a very long time, since we were 17 and 18, for him to complete me, for him to be my other half, for him to be the one I talk to and the one that, does all the things. And this idea of like making myself happy never really came up. And then once I became a mom, it was like the world was about my children and I didn't have time to make myself happy. And again, isn't he supposed to be the one taking me on dates? Isn't he supposed to be the one, bringing me flowers? And I was so disrespectful. We'll get into that another day. But so the first skill you learn when you read The Empowered Wife is the skill of self-care. And it's this idea of making yourself ridiculously happy. And for me, it's really gotten to, there's like, well, first of all, she suggests that you make a list of 20 ways that you can make yourself joyful, that you can move the needle on your happiness. And this guy, you guys see him? He adds a lot of joy to my life. And taking walks with him is one of the things that brings me a lot of joy. But really thinking about what is it that kind of like lifts your spirit? What's that thing or those things that you do that can lead to an abundance of joy and like it overflows into your relationships with your family and things, people, and other activities. Doing the dishes full of joy feels different than doing the dishes on an empty tank. And so, having really wrapped my head around this and having lived this since September, but really since December and Advent, I have just found that there's a lot more joy in my house when I am responsible for my own joy, my own peace. And that looks like taking walks. That looks like doing Pilates. That looks like painting my nails, taking a bath, saying I can't make dinner, finding, I don't know what this dog is eating. Okay, we're going to keep walking. What else do I do? Well, there's physical things, there's unphysical things. Just realizing, really like spending time thinking about what is it that fills my cup. And sometimes it can be needing to sit down, needing to prayer journal. He is being uphill. Oh well, we'll just walk. Hopefully he's not going to eat himself silly. And so I just wanted to challenge you today to think about what makes you happy. And if you don't know, that's okay, because a lot of us have been pouring out for our children and for our families, and we've kind of lost ourselves. And that used to be a silly thing to hear to me, like, oh, she lost herself. But really, yeah, we can. We can totally lose ourselves. And when we start finding ourselves again, it can feel selfish. But it's not, because just walked into something. St. Augustine talks about how we can't really truly love our neighbors until we love ourselves. So we're supposed to love God, and then we have to learn to love ourselves, and then we can love our neighbors. Then we can love our families. We can love our husbands. We can love our children. And so especially if you're experiencing any kind of turmoil in your marriage, any kind of frustration or negativity, the first step is to really find your joy. And even if it means a 2-hour bubble bath, even if it means saying I can't and going upstairs and taking a nap, it's okay. God is there in this, and he loves you, and he wants you to take the time to love yourself. Because the most selfish thing we can do, honestly, is to be a martyr when we're not being asked to be one, and neglect this life that God has given for us to be so joyful and so happy. So with that, go out there and bloom in the light and become the men and women that you're made to be. Text Christy. Bye, guys.